Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, what's going on? What is happening? Just want to come on here real quick, work break conversation. KELLEN KASH. Let's talk about money today. And I always like to talk about money. So it's nothing new. But today's conversation, why go up and when to go up on your price. When to go up on your price. That can just drive somebody crazy. When to go up on your price. So we recently went up on our prices, and we did that because we're trying to get a certain type of clientele. And we are, we face sometimes the dilemma that when people known you for a while, they expect you always to be at the level that they met you. Let me show off my diversified game merchandise while I get real comfortable. I don't feel real comfortable unless I can show off the diversified game t-shirts, whatnot. Let me adjust this camera real quick, just like that. That should work. My head's a little cut off, but and there's no edits on this. But here we go. So I remember telling someone who's been trying to be able to afford us for a while, so we're going up on our price. And they said, why would you do that? And then this person kind of sees themselves as a big entrepreneur who has some money. And I'm like, well, supply and demand. And I've had to repeat that a couple times. So that's when I come on here to share this game with y'all, because you have to go up on your price. It doesn't have to be every year. It doesn't have to be every quarter. But at some point, what you're doing for $1,000, you can't keep doing it 9 out of 10 times for 1,000. Even McDonald's has to go up in price. It will make you go crazy. I'm scratching my head when I think about sometimes I hear people's prices and I'm like, how do they eat? How do you eat off that price? And so people, one of our goals is to have every client at 10 grand a month, because we can do that much for our clientele. And that if you want that type of clientele, you have to prepare yourself. You have to see where you're at to get that client for that amount of money, and a lot of people don't believe in their product. They don't believe in themselves. They don't think that they can get that type of money from anybody. Maybe it's because they haven't seen that type of money. Maybe it's because they're scared to ask that and they'll lose some money. Yesterday, I had turned down some money on numerous occasions. I said that we went up on our price. And they're like, you're going to turn down money? Not going to turn down money. What I'm telling you is, for what you want, our price is higher. You might not be the clientele that we're looking for, because what we're looking to do is change the game. We're not looking to put a patch on anything in consulting and public relations. We are here to change the game. And with that, we need to have so many tools in place to do that. So if you want us, you need to be able to pay X amount of dollars. And, people get it. And sometimes they think you've lost your mind. Sometimes they think you're feeling yourself. So who cares what they think? You know what it takes to get the work done. Okay. You know what it takes to make something pop. And Brother Sharif, God bless Brother Sharif, because at the same time, I was trying to feed him some game on this. And y'all check out Shay Films. Shay Films 35, I think, is the website. Google that, he'll pop up. But he told me and fed me, and he said, Kellen, how long have you been doing this? I'm like, I've been doing this over 10 years. I've been doing this, really, it'll be 20 years. He said, they're not paying for what you can do for them now. They're paying for what you've done. They're paying for all that experience that comes with it. And he said something. It was so nice. He said, "Do you know anybody else who does what you do on the level that you do it?" And I told him, yeah, I do. I do. There's so many people that I like really admire, and I really like the work that they're doing. He said, that's because you're in the industry. Most people don't know those people. And it brought me back to a conversation that I had 15, 20 years ago with one of the mentors, Eric Robinson, Groove Line Magazine. It brought me back to think what he had told me. Like, we were in his house in Grambling, and that and he had a house while everyone else had an apartment, for the main part. And he said, Kellen, you got to realize all these people you interview, Russell Simmons, Wyclef, this, that, these people that you touch, these people that you're talking to, most people won't ever touch these people. Most people won't ever be able to have a conversation. Most people would be starstruck and couldn't do the work that you're doing. And I was young. I was probably still, 19, 20 at best. And he's like, most people they're not going to be in the position that we're in. Because, Eric had the Cash Money diamond, gold, whatever plaques that Universal sent in his house. And he was like, but most people aren't. And what I told Brother Sharif yesterday is something that I was thinking about Eric is, when you're doing the work, you never think about how amazing this is. And Brother Sharif was talking about, it's the same thing like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. When they were doing their work, they weren't thinking how they were rewriting history and the impact, 30, 40 years later, plus things were going to be. And so, and the people who are trying to do the work and they're stroking their own ego and they're sucking themselves off the work that they're doing, and everything's about them and not the project, not the mission, not the purpose. Those people don't last. And Brother Sharif said that, and it was like it hit the soul. Like, you're right, because when we're out there and we're filming movies and we're just creating and doing things, and we'll go from one city to another to one country. There's no ego on it. Like, everybody is so polite, nice, appreciative, happy for the opportunity. Everybody is just like, man, we're doing this. You know what I mean? And we're just doing it. And we don't know the impact, because a lot of times I think people think if you don't end up on certain networks, if you don't end up on certain pages of magazines, if Oprah didn't call you, maybe you didn't make it. And all that is great. Accolades are great. Awards are great. I keep them in the closet. I've said it before, because they don't make me. There are some awards, I could show you guys who are watching on the KELLEN KASH YouTube. We have not even all, but some of, the diplomas, but Cameroon flag represent, pray for Cameroon, pray for Sudan. But we're not thinking of awards. We're not thinking of this is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. We're just doing our work. And excuse me, I can't get my camera back after taking it off. And for those who are listening on the podcast, thank you. Share, support, share this with somebody, because somebody needs to hear. You need to go up on your price. If you can't go up on your price and your people don't go with you, they might be taking advantage of you. They might not be the client for you. Okay. That's just real talk. Sometimes you can outgrow a client, and sometimes they don't appreciate you. That's just real. That's just real, but you have to know too, when you are in this game and you're making money off one thing, you need to make money on another thing. You need to make money on one thing to make money on everything. What do I mean by that is, if you're going to invest in something heavy and put, thousands and thousands of dollars into that, let that money make some money off that, but take that money out and then put it in something else. Right here, I have an investment board of, thousands to hundreds of thousands of investment things that I want to do. and I have other, plans for managing different projects, and I don't necessarily have the dollar amount on them. But if it's forex and you need to put 5,000 so you can make 36,000 in the year, you need to do that. If it's I interviewed on the Diversified Game, RJ, who has an investment club for Senegal in Africa, the Made in Africa project. You can put $1,000 down there and then take, whatever other money you have and put an investment towards Senegal. We've interviewed Akeem and Rodney, on the Diversified Game that y'all really got to check out. And we've, talked about the Forex and how to make money on that. We've, it's so many things. There's automated businesses coming that are franchising out, and this is why you got to book your time, because some of these things I won't think about, because when I'm in the zone and I'm just doing the work, I'm not thinking about everything. I want to give it to you for free on here where you can pay for your eyeballs and your ears. But, sometimes you got to get that personal time. And, people, we have slots from, $100 or less for some time, to you can get a bulk of hours if you don't have all the money, but you got to invest in yourself. See, it's easy for you to go to school and take out a loan and invest, but you don't want to pay the cash. It's easy for you to, go and spend some money on a nice car, even if you can't afford it, but you won't go invest in a class. So you got to get past all that. You got to know that this money flows and these systems flow for a reason. You're not following the game plan. You're doing what you want. You're leaning on your own understanding. You have no mentorship that you're listening to. So if you don't listen to mentorship, you don't have a mentor. Soak up that real quick. What good is it to have all the wisdom that you need, not in the world, but that you need, and you don't listen? What good is it to have a platform and you can't connect with others? I see so many YouTubers and different people that, we're giving the game, and they don't want to connect with other people unless it benefits them. So they can only grow, but so slow. So I say all that to say, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep doing the work. You got to keep educating yourself. You got to keep knowing and growing and flowing. And you got to know that to hit where you want to hit, you're going to have to cut some people off, because they're going to keep trying to drag you down to where you were. Now, I said a lot just to get to there, but, I wanted to take you on this journey, give you some quick little game real quick. Appreciate everyone who watches on all the platforms, but even if you just watch on one, make sure you check out others, because we're putting this time in. It's really free game for you. And we could just be making the money, but we want everybody to win. My hashtag, with winning unity, we all win. With unity, we all win. Start using that, because we need more of that unity. And with that unity, you got to pay people too. People just don't go for the ride just because you cool, just because you're smooth. They'll come for that. And you got to know that not everything is for you. So you got to know your purpose. And when you try to do stuff that's out of your purpose, that's the problem. When you try to get something from people that they don't have themselves, and you want them to teach you how to make some money, and they have none of their own, or they it's cop and blow with the dough, and they get it and then they spend it and it's gone, and they haven't put it into any type of investment. See, a car is not an investment. A house, depending on what you bought it for, is barely an investment. It just depends how you got it. Clothes aren't an investment. Getting your nails done, your hair done, getting a massage, this and that. These aren't investments. I know people try to throw these things as, oh, I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my mental health. You're not investing in your wealth, though. See, you want to look the part, but you don't want to do the work. That's a problem. Then on the next one, maybe we'll get into that. But we went up on our price. That's why we went up on our price, because people will pay it. We're trying to get everybody to a certain level. And, it's nothing. It's not a knock if you don't have the money. But we always refer to other folks who do what we do. If people can't work with us, hopefully they can work with one of our partners who, they can catch a deal, and then they can always build up. It's like being in the gym, man. You may not get, Jerry Rice to be your coach to start, but you can go get somebody else and you can build up and stack your chips. And you might not be ready for a Jerry Rice, you might not be ready for a Ronnie Lott. I'm using them old players, man, classics. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Until the next one, I'm out. Make sure you go to www.cprfirm.as.me if you want to schedule some time to talk about your business, about your plans, about your life, about your whatever you want to talk about. We got some things that are growing. We thank God. Like, share. You can support all of this by booking some time. There's other ways to support. You can click the green buttons if you're on anchor.fm and put some money towards that. There's a Patreon account. There's all that. I almost rather you guys book some time so you can really grow and flow, but we'll take all the support because we know that you need this game. We know that they're not teaching this in the schools. We know that you don't have a support system. We want to help you, but you also have to know we don't take any excuses, and you have to take extreme ownership over your life. It's nobody's fault but your own for where you are in life. If you remember that, man, you got half the battle. Like G.I. Joe, knowing it's half the battle. I'm out.